All right, it's done. We've been quiet for 5 to 6 minutes. And so here's my yeast. So that's what it looks like. Can you all see it? And now, before I do anything, take the wedding ring off, okay? I always put this over here because I'm going to knead the dough. So here's 6 cups of flour. And now we want 6 tablespoons. I'm just going to estimate. That's 1 tablespoon, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And by the way, when you buy olive oil, make sure it's first cold press. Okay, first cold press. You want to make sure you don't mess up on that one. And I know it's a little bit more expensive to get first cold press, but it's worth it. And then this one I will measure because I don't want to get too much salt. And then 1 teaspoon of salt. That's it, guys. Can you get anything more simple than that? And now what we're going to do is we're just going to mix it around. The hard part is going to be kneading it. Now what I did is, by the way, on the first part of the video when I put 2 cups of water, what I did on that one though is I just put regular warm water, 1 cup already in there, then I microwave the other cup real hot, like 2.5 minutes, hotter than coffee. Then when I put it with regular room temperature, then it comes out perfectly well. I probably put a little bit more water than I usually did, but I find that I like to make sure I have plenty. Right now I could tell just by looking at it that it needed some more flour. So you're just going to have to estimate this. I mean, this is going to be one of those things you just got to go by your eyes. And I can tell I'm going to probably be using more like 7 cups because my Camaro cup, if you notice that, it's a pretty big one. That's more than a cup, probably a cup and a quarter. And so I probably put more like 2.5 cups of water. But anyway, that doesn't look too attractive, doesn't it? My famous dough. But it's going to be very good. So we're going to knead it. And right now I could tell already these are going to be big pizzas tomorrow. By the way, what I do is I make the dough the day in advance. I've learned my lesson that once you make the dough in advance, then you put it in a container and then let it rise for 2 hours. And then after you let it rise for 2 hours, then you put it in the refrigerator, okay? And I find that by putting it in the refrigerator for a day, it really tastes better. So right now, it's about 7 o'clock. I'm having a pizza party tomorrow celebrating Nadine's birthday, our pastor Nadine, and so we want to bless her. And so I'm having to make, this is what she asked for. She asked for my pizza. So this is the dough. You see, it's starting to come out looking pretty good, isn't it? All right. But it's about touch. What I don't want, when I touch it, I don't want the dough to come off of my finger. But I do want it a little bit. I don't want it dry. Like right now, I feel like some of the dough's coming on my finger. You see? I don't like that. So if there's some dough coming on my finger, I just sprinkle a little bit, and I just do it as I need it. Play on words, as I need it. But anyway, I'm just kind of feeling it. It's starting to feel a lot better. You got to be patient. All right? Don't let it be too dry, because if it's too dry, you're not going to be happy with the dough. And this is basically a simple recipe, as you notice. Just literally, what did I tell you? It was just simply 6 cups of flour, but in my case, it's going to be a little bit more like 7. But I'll put that last cup and a half as I need it. And if I feel like I don't need it, all right, now here it is. You get a close up of this on you? See, you see, it's coming off my finger. It's still too wet. You see that? I don't want it coming off my finger. So a little bit, I think this probably should be the last one. And I don't think it will be coming on my finger, but the reason why I'm patient with it, because I don't want the dough to be too dry, because then it's going to be hard to stretch it. It just doesn't come out good. Now, people will tell me, can I just make it the day I'm going to make pizza? Yeah, if you want. I'm just telling you, I've learned a lesson that letting it sit for a whole day in the refrigerator, I mean, it's just awesome. It really tastes like you're getting dough from Notice what I'm doing. I see flour all over the countertop, and I'm just gonna tap into it. My wife especially likes that because she don't have to clean it afterwards. All right, and so I started to feel good. I really think we're about ready. I think this is it. Yeah, I'm starting to feel it. It's a little sticky, but not overly done. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. Now watch. See, it's not sticking anymore. Did you notice that? It's not, but yet you still feel it doughy. All right, but it's not sticking like it was. It's not coming off my fingers. And that's what you don't want. You don't want the dough to come off on your fingers. Now it's getting there. You see that? But notice the dough is bouncing. It's not getting on my finger anymore. You see that? That's it. That means I have the winning recipe. It's not coming off my finger. And that's awesome. That's what you want. Now, here it is. This is enough for 6 pizzas. Right here. So what I'm going to do is put it in my container. What I like to do is I'll put a little bit of olive oil and put it on the top so that it doesn't dry out over the night. And then I'll get cellophane. I think you'll get the point. Should have been looking for the cellophane. Cellophane's in here somewhere. It's in here. Oh, here it is. So what I do is then I'll just put the cellophane over it just to keep it moist so it doesn't dry out over the night. And that's it. I put it in there. You see that? That's it. Only 1 package of yeast. I'll cover it. And that's it. Let a little of the air out and let it rise for the next 2 hours. I'll see it rise up. Once I let it rise up, I don't even touch it anymore. 2 hours. Once it rises enough, I'll put it in the refrigerator. Then take it out 2 hours before I make the pizzas. Then I break them into 6 different balls. All right, but I do that 2 hours before I make the pizza. What happens by letting it rise at room temperature, it will be easy to stretch by hand. You won't need a machine, you won't need a roller. You just need to toss the dough back and forth, and that's it. That is my famous pizza dough recipe.